Hi guys! Jake and Marisa, back again for more live reactions.
Kaitou, Sentai, Lupinranger.
This is Keisatsu, Sentai, Patranger.
Pew pew, pew 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 pew.
Alright. There we go. We are,
Back again.
It's actually just been, you know,
oh no,
a
now I've
normal
got
week.
Backstreet's Back stuck in my head. It's your fault.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no big delays, no big holidays. It's just been like, it's been a week, and now we're doing another live reaction.
Doing the thing we do on Tuesdays that you watch on Wednesdays.
Yep. I will say, as far as Power Review's progress,
We did more filming.
We did a little bit more filming.
I had to take off my nail polish this time.
But that was not for... we did some filming for 88 and 89, but nothing for nothing new for 87 yet. We're still waiting on the one actor who just got back in the country and the two actors who have been sick. So hopefully I can get those last, like, handful of shots done.
Who's out of the country?
Oh, Peggy was away for vacation.
Good for her.
So yeah, just that quick, once I can just get that handful of shots done, then 87 should be able to come together within a week of that. Because the effects are coming along.
They look great.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in, especially I'm working on the major sequence of effects right now, and it's coming together.
There's a lot of green screening.
There is a lot of green screening going on, and garbage matting, and combinations thereof.
Garbage matting is when you cut around someone by hand.
That's what I did.
Instead of using the green screen.
That's what I did for everything before I had a green screen. Now I only do that for some things, and occasionally for the green screen as well, if, like, there's shadows and it's not quite all.
Yeah, but then it's
properly.
only partial garbage matting.
Yeah, it's not quite as intensive, and I don't need to be quite so precise. Like trying to line up with, you know, the edge of a person's body as like...
Yeah, but a lot of the times it'll go right up to it in most of the places, and then there'll be like a...
Yeah, there'll be like a weird little thing here, a little weird little thing there. Or maybe
so you only have to worry about that.
Or maybe sometimes a part of the person will be missing, and so I just need to composite another layer.
You've seen that. If you've ever seen The Weatherman with the map showing through him, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Like, I was working on some green screen of me, and I'm like, oh, right, there's green in my t-shirt. Great. So that's the progress report on that. Still no announcements for when Beast Morphers will be starting. Currently the speculation is it might be as late as March, but we have no confirmation one way or another. It's not that surprising, considering that Hasbro doesn't actually officially have the toy license until April. So it makes sense that they would push it a little later so that it could coincide with the toys.
So they could get the toys out around the same time as the... Yeah, that makes sense.
Again, that's not confirmed in any way, shape, or form. That's just
speculation
right now. And it's a reasonable speculation, I think. Yeah. We haven't heard any announcements for a release date yet, so it's probably going to be a little farther out than it's been the last few years. So our hiatus between seasons might actually be like an actual hiatus between seasons, as opposed to like 6 weeks off between seasons and then 6 months off in the middle. It'll probably still be longer in the middle, but anyway. So that's where we're at this week.
That is where we're at this week.
And where we're at as far as our next episode of
Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger.
This is Keisatsu Sentai Patranger is episode 48.
Or
episode 47, sorry, that's next week. Episode 47, What I Can Do Now. And
yeah, because last time it was all like, we figured out who the Lupins are, so we're gonna have some fallout now.
Hey, don't do that. You were fine a moment ago. Why are you doing the thing? Hey, where's my magical sound? Come on. Okay, close enough. We got the
tail end of the magical sound.
Hey, Zamigo, what you up to, dude? You just get an upgrade? You're the best mad scientist the Gangliers have. How many do they have? I wonder what the new modification is.
Oh no. Oh no.
Does he have a bonus safe that's hidden?
No, I think he might have a new disguise. Can't wait to see the look on Lupinred's face.
Oh, that could be a thing. Hey, Saki.
間違いない。ルパンレンジャーの正体はカイリ君たちだ。
Yep.
違う。
Yeah, it's.
Sorry, Sakuya.
ウミカちゃんは違う。
There's no way Umika would do what?
Be
Help you in battle?
僕明日休みなんだ。よかったらご飯行かない？
Up. She's actually kind of interested in him, it looks like now.
別に構わないか。デートだ。違うよ。ご飯するだけだ。
Yeah, she's
だから違うの。
she's
It's not a
officially
date.
warmed up
It's
to him
not
at
a
this
date.
point.
It's a date, sweetie.
I mean, he's been super weird most of
He has been.
the season, but at least now it's something that's at least somewhat reciprocated.
娘の心配する父ちゃんみたいな顔になってんぞ。これ以上深入りしてもろくなことはない。お前も分かってるだろう。じゃあ、尾行でもして見張ってれば。嘘。
He was being sarcastic.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's
you should
actually
just
weird.
follow her around.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mysterious
no, not
treasures
really,
left by the thief Austin Lupin, known as the Lupin Collection, have been stolen by the gamblers, the thieves who fight to recover what they've lost, the police who fight to protect world peace. Whose side are you on? Yame no nakade Futeki ni wa aru silhouette Kono shutai Juetakeria, catch me if you can Destiny Yokoku Seru Honta no Nuchi wo Ikai suru mono dake ni Hikari anatsu Manga Fushutsu no collection Lupin, running if you can Gonna chase you up Ubakesu Ushinai shitoki wo Tokasu tame Daruma wa se Lupin, samete kuru Chase you up Yatsurani adi Azayaka ni Lupinranger It's showdown
I got a little ahead and then I got a little behind, trying to catch up from being a little ahead.
Yeah, a little bit.
Things happen.
I'm not sure if he was in there originally, but I think Destra's been dropped from the opening credits.
Oh. They're cutting him out of the loop.
Yeah, they are. Of course they are.
休みだ。それじゃあ今頃ジュレかな。ウミカちゃんの顔を見に。かもな。
That's what he does. He's like, oh, boy.
He's such a shipper.
He's
Don't ship real life people. I mean, obviously these are characters to us, but to him, they're real people.
I mean, I feel like if they're your friends and you know they'd be good for each other, then it's okay to be like, I really hope these two get together. But like,
when you get overly invested in other people's relationships, then when they break up, it's bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, now which side am I on? And it's awkward. Oh no, he made Kaitou come with him.
Yep. And Kyrie's just like,
does not want to be here.
This is correct.
It's a fancy restaurant.
Very nice.
Is this the same one they were at when they got interrupted by ganglers?
No. No, they were in a
Better than Toma's cooking?
very different. Nah, it's not better than Thomas.
Look at Toma.
And Thomas like, yeah. This is quite a bit fancier.
2年ぐらい前かな。
2年前って
高校生の時
私中退したんで。
何かやりたいことがあったとか
服作る仕事をしたくなってそっちの勉強したいなって今はお金貯めてるんです。
She's saving up to go into
そ
fashion.
れでいつもおしゃれ気合入ってるんだ。
いやいや
すごいな、行動派だな。高校はどこだっけ。
Hey, hey, buddies. You stop that.
Who's biting who?
I don't know.
僕の友達もそれで入学した子いたな。
私もそれで。
That's apparently a thing that happens.
2年前近くで事件があったよね。
Kids choosing their high school because the uniform looks cool.
大量失踪事件。
Uh-oh.
He's starting
grilling.
to poke into the line of questioning
もし
here.
かして巻き込まれた友達もいるのかな。
A message from Kyrie.
今すぐ店のトイレに来い。
ごめんなさい、ちょっとお手洗い。
Did she really say I need to powder my nose? Or was it some equivalent Japanese euphemism?
I think it'd go either
なん
way.
でいるの。まさか後つけて。
まずいな。警察は俺たちを怪盗だって疑ってる。
あいつがお前を誘ったのは
How'd they find that?
正体を探るためだろう。
Probably from Noelle.
Noelle picked up on it that much, huh?
Well, they weren't very subtle.
何か言っちゃ
Well, they weren't being subtle that they were up to something, but they weren't exactly being clear on what it was.
正面から踏み込んでこないのは以前のアリバイが効いてるんだろうが。
時間の問題かもな。
そしたらもうジュレにはいられなくなっちゃう。どうしよう。
とにかくこの場をやり過ごせ。後で対策を考える。
分かった。
Entirely possible.
行くぞ。ノエル、君もいてくれるかい。もちろんです。ジム、昨夜にも連絡を。はい、わかりました。
And Saki gets called away
ギャングラ
to
ー
duty.
ですか。
I don't know if those.
He'll say no.
ごめんね、海香ちゃん。僕は現場に行くから。
He's just dodging the question.
海香ちゃんは気をつけて、まっすぐ帰ってね。
はい。咲夜さんも気をつけて。
ありがとう。あ、お題は任せて。
Oh, that's nice.
Well, he asked. So,
Yeah, he's covered.
なんでこんな
He's
時
covering
に
the bill.
やっとちゃんと海香ちゃんの話聞けそうだったのに。ギャングラーか。
ちょうどいい。追いかけようぜ。
ごめん。今日二人に任せていい？
Oh, she's feeling
どうし
uncomfortable.
た。
だって咲夜さん疑ってないから。国際警察は疑ってるかもしれないけど、咲夜さんは私を信じてるから。騙してるのは
she's afraid.
ずっと私の方だよ。
She doesn't like lying to him.
それが回答だからな。
分かってるよ。分かってるけど。
Amigo? What's up? What's he doing over here?
his usual costume.
ミーゴ
Oh yeah.
あれがターゲットあいつに変更だどうする
She's down. Yeah. She's down for Samigo.
早く全部終わらせたい。
よしあっちのゲングラはノエルに任せる
Is it even? We see a lot of Portermen.
Oh, this is the other game. Whatever's going on.
No, I mean, is there even another gangler, or is it just a horde of Portermen?
I don't know.
Up here.
Oh, Ghosh. Hey, Ghosh.
警察が来ちゃったのに。
ゴーシュお前一体何を企んでいる
Yeah, what's happened?
企んでなんかないよ。
Oh,
気が
please.
ないから気軽に来たのよ。
Wants to do more carving. Oh dear.
X に会えるなんて。
She wants to experiment on Noelle.
警察戦士 警察戦隊 国際警察の権限において
Oh, he actually does have his gun on his.
Yeah, that's where it goes. You didn't notice until just now that that's
I didn't realize that they stayed there when they were
Yep.
morphed. I thought they.
探したぜ
Everything is uncomfortable.
ザミーゴテルマ
探したぜルパンレンジまとめて遊んでやるからかかってきな
Alright, what's Amigo up
余
to?
裕こいてんのも今のうちだ今度こそ決着つけてやる
And you can see they keep theirs on top.
Yeah, they have to because it doesn't fit, as you discovered.
Well, yeah, I know. That was all. That's the way they're designed. Oof. That did not. Yep, nope. That's what he was surprised by. Like, I wonder what's happening.
He
Apparently.
is taking way too many direct shots from Magnum.
What is going on with that? Why are these shots going straight through him?
He's facing kind of green.
Yeah.
He does have a new save.
Yep. He's got a bonus save with a bonus ability.
このコレクション体を液状化できるんだ
Huh. Okay, so yeah, we saw the line
He's
fire
got
star
some
the
very
other day.
special junk in the trunk.
Yes, he
取
does.
ればいい行くぞ
あれはゴーシュにやったコレクションだな。だに分けてやった。
How does the Dawn feel about her regifting
俺
that
が
piece?
築いた地位も
Not
財
interested
産
in
に
the authority or the
興
realm?
味はね
Yeah. Yeah, there's nobody left who's interested in what he has to pass on. Ghosh only likes,
Ganglers.
yeah, she just likes experimenting.
She is hardcore into the mad scientist thing. Let's
And
get you on the dissection table. Oh no, you will not be dissecting Noelle.
and Zamigo just wants to go his own way.
Whoop! Down you go.
Oh, it's that new piece. What does that piece do? Ooh. Okay, apparently it gives her a very, very effective sword.
私の3つ目のお宝の力は。
まさかクープのガトーまで持っていたなんて
Coupe de gâteau. So that probably is coupe de grès. Coupe de grès. Coup de grace. Stupid.
Yeah, apparently the Saba sword gives her a cool sword arm.
It's very Full Metal Alchemist. Her whole arm turning into a sword.
Yeah.
Instead of holding it.
Yeah, we seem to just be down to these guys now.
What?
Oh, okay, so he can use his prognostication powers with the one thing that can actually block the freeze. There we go. Whee!
Ow! He just got spiked on his own. Ooh. And avalanche.
Yeah, but he's he's liquefied.
It's a very secret world of Alex Mack.
A little bit. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, he was. He just wanted to show off his new butt safe.
Yeah. Oof.
They're gonna have to go back up to Patranger.
Whoa, yep, there are definitely people in that building. That is not an abandoned building.
The Patrangers need backup badly.
Yep. They are not doing well.
And Ghost is demorphing people.
Yeah. Well, oddly enough, is the only one in even remotely decent enough shape, and he is not in good shape. Yeah, he's down.
What I'm saying is if the Lupinrangers go up against her, they're very likely to get demorphed.
That's true. Need some Lupins. That's a gold safe, yeah, you need. I mean, he does have the two pieces now to open a gold safe, you just can't get to it.
What can I do right now? Title!
Yep.
Drink!
There we go.
Oh. Gonna volunteer.
They're like, dude, we thought you were human. We have been out of this loop. Yep. That kid's face just is kind of amusing there. I didn't know about this plot point. What? Really? He's just... Okay. She's giving him time to pass off his pieces of the collection. Just kind of awkward hand holding all that. Yeah, she's fed up with all this. Grenade? What? Oh, it's a golem. Last lingering gift from Destro. Hey, Goody. You probably would have been helpful against Ghost earlier. You know, with the whole, Patranger thing.
So this is halfway point now. Because I'm sitting here going, are they going to be able to resolve this within an episode? I don't think they are.
No. I think we're about 2/3.
Jeepers.
Very spinny.
Does it seem stronger than the other golems?
Yeah, I believe that Ghost would have upgraded it. Makes sense. Yeah, Goody's totally out of the loop on this.
Not now, Goody.
Oh, that's interesting. The siren, the siren machine. I had thought up till now that it was a trigger machine, but it doesn't seem to be either a trigger machine or a fighter.
It's neither.
That's interesting.
It's its own thing.
Because he twisted it up instead of down, but it also doesn't have a dial. Weird. Whoosh. And that's the end of that. Goody doesn't know. So now they gotta figure out how to save Noelle. He's beyond status gold because he's got the chains. Nope, that's the end of this episode. I thought we were near the end.
Public execution for X.
Yeah. Face beneath the mask. Oh my. Time for the big reveal for some reason.
I think Gauch may be blackmailing them.
It looks like they're getting an ultimatum. Reveal yourselves or Noelle dies.
Yeah, that's
because
what I mean.
for some reason she cares about that.
Yeah.
She's really just all in it for the lulz at this point. Alright.
Evils. The
Yeah.
evils.
Yeah. So yeah, it definitely looks like we're just sort of winding up towards the end game now. With with Noelle captured.
Full speed ahead.
The Patrangers very much suspicious of the Lupins. They really did push this mystery. It looks like right up to the end of the series because it looks like we're coming up on the end. I don't know how many episodes we got left, but it can't be many.
No, it can't.
I'm betting like,
are we even going to have a resolution of this, or are they just going to hate each other when it's over?
I think they'll just reveal it and then they'll all be okay with it, or something like that. Or maybe they just won't reveal it and they'll just silently acknowledge that they know and just kind of move on. But right now it's feeling like we've only got maybe 2 episodes left.
Looks like Kogura
like
was flipping out looking at a tablet, and
Yeah.
there were a lot of people just kind of looking at screens.
Yeah,
so I think she might be trying to broadcast their identities on live television.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. So we'll see what happens with that. But that does look like we're getting to something of an endgame there with the kidnapping of Noelle.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, something's got to be done.
yeah. I'm not sure. It's one of those things where we're definitely very close to the end of the series, but I'm not sure how close. I'm anticipating we've got at least 2 episodes left, because that does not look like it's the final episode.
Yeah, well...
We know that there's an episode coming up next week.
But next week will be 48, so we're running out of...
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to be 49 or 50. I don't think it's going to be more than 50.
No, 50 seems to be the maximum number of episodes.
Generally speaking. Also, we've had at least 2 preemptions. So yeah, we're coming up right on the end. As far as this episode, it does feel sort of like, not exactly. The first half of it felt very much like sort of a calm before the storm kind of situation.
And the second half of it felt like the storm.
Yeah, the storm hitting with the Lupinrangers versus Zamigo, and the Patrangers versus Gauche.
And Gauche just wiped the floor with the Patrangers.
Yeah, she's just not really been trying up until now, it looks like, in terms of combat. She just hasn't had any interest.
Oh, well, yeah, and she got a new weapon.
Yeah. But I assume
because even though she has, like, to swap them out, she has more...
I assume that's always
She has
been
more
an
collection
option for her.
pieces than she does safes.
Yeah.
So, even though she doesn't have as many safes as some other people, you still never know what you're going to be up against.
Right.
Because she does seem to be the most...
well stocked.
Yeah. Like, you never know which of her collection pieces she's going to have in at a given time.
Right. And with this, it felt like she really just was in the mood to go fight them. That's really been it. It's not that, she's gotten that much more powerful or anything else has changed. It's just, she hasn't been in the mood to fight them until now.
Well, she did say some stuff during the fight about how she'd like to cut into them.
Yeah.
So...
She was in the mood to operate
on a human.
Yeah.
Or
specifically on Noelle. And yeah, she just hasn't been in the mood to fight them until now. Just like with Destra, he didn't really feel like he had to go up against them until Dogranio's like,
So,
you want to take a shot at this? And he's like, okay. Really lack of proactivity on the villains this season in
serious
general.
lack of proactivity on the villains' part this season.
They just, they mostly
to the point where the boss
monsters.
villain is starting to get frustrated with them.
Yeah, he's like...
I put this beautiful, prize out, and I expected you to compete over it. What are you doing?
Yeah. Zamigo didn't want it.
It's like Boss Destriano is trying to run a Dungeons and Dragons campaign,
yeah.
and
no one...
and the party just went boop, 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 and he's sitting over here going, "Excuse me, the plot I wrote?
Yeah.
I had all these challenges and a prize for you, and where are you going?"
And now they're finally at least taking some action against the Rangers. It's just... The ones who are taking action against the Rangers are still not interested in...
They still don't want Boss Dogriano's prize.
Yeah. All the random monsters did, and they just weren't up to the task, and now they're all... As far as I can tell, they're all... There aren't any monsters left at this point.
I don't think so. The ones that didn't get destroyed by the Rangers, I'm pretty sure Gauche just sliced up for extra saves.
Probably. Which means that I think the last actual, legit Gangler monster may have been the salmon monster. After that, we got a modified Porterman, and now it's Zamigo and Gauche, and I don't think we're getting any more monsters. I think the salmon was the last salmon standing there. Really? Yeah, I tried. I didn't really land that very well.
No, you didn't.
Salmon land. Why is that a tongue twister for me? The last salmon standing. That's what I was saying. So that's...
We all know what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
We was just listening to you try over and over again that was getting funny.
Yep. Because, yeah, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, we had the whole fight with Destra, and then, I'm just looking at the episode list, and then we had the two-parter with the former Patronigo.
Yeah, the man who
coming
came back and
then the second part of that. So we
Right.
had the idiot fall guy gangler, and then the seahorse gangler, and then we had the salmon gangler, and that's and then we had the modified Portman, and now it's just Zamigo and Gauche and DeGranio.
status gold, physical protection.
Yes, which is as high as you can get on that.
He's a status gold safe, but he's covered in chains as well.
But I knew that something was going to have to happen in order to get the Rangers to go after DeGranio, and I guess the kidnapping of Noel is it?
Well, it'll
I'm
at
not
least
sure.
get them to go to the Gangler world.
Maybe. But then again, we saw the clips, and that didn't look like the Gangler world, so I guess,
That's also true.
I don't know.
Kind of reminds me of that episode of Person of Interest where the people tried to put everyone involved in Northern Lights on trial
Yeah,
and broadcast it to everyone.
yeah,
They were like, yeah, we're going to kidnap you and put you on trial.
yeah, yeah.
And broadcast it to everyone so everyone
yeah,
knows your
exactly.
identities, which you've been trying to keep secret this whole time.
Yep.
Not that I think the Patrangers are, not that I think Sentai's ripping off an American show.
No.
They don't.
And I feel like this has been a thing before, like the episode of Super Mega Force where...
Look, as long as it's not the Halloween court again.
You remember the episode of Super Mega Force where they had, where Emperor Mavro was introduced and he, like, captured Troy and he was, like, blindfolded and chained up, and put on TV? And
Yes.
still nobody knew that it was Troy. Despite,
like-
him not having his helmet on.
I get that sometimes masks over the eyes are used to obscure people, like Zorro or whatever,
Yeah.
and you don't know who they are, but come on.
It was still pretty amusing.
At least Zorro has a hat, too.
Yeah, I mean, really, the Lupins are not that well disguised. I know there's been that theory that, they have special masks that do things, but I don't think there's been any evidence to back that up.
I don't know, man. It's a good headcanon, though,
I'm
because
pretty
otherwise everybody are really stupid.
I'm pretty sure that Umika made those masks.
Well, she certainly made the rest of their outfits.
I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like she made the masks as well. I don't feel like they were from Noel, because they didn't know Noel, and
No.
as far as I could tell, Cobra didn't give them anything besides the VS changers.
That being said, though, if anyone was going to give them masks with wonderful disguise capabilities, it would actually make more sense for it to be Kogure than Noel, because he is the disguise master.
Well, yeah, of course. But
there's no proof that that happened.
Yeah, exactly. For some reason, the Patrangers just can't connect these three people who have the exact same heights, builds, facial structures,
And
hair, voices, to the three people that they run into for lunch, like, every day.
Lois Lane never could figure out who Clark Kent was.
Yeah, I know. And that's silly in and of itself. And so,
I'm just
rolling
saying,
with it
it's an
because
established
it's
storytelling
the same
trope.
It's the same rule of thumb that they use for Superman, I know.
It's an established storytelling trope, so I'll go with it.
But, yeah, they're really saving that reveal of their identities till the very end, which, at this point...
They could still be yanking our chain for next episode.
Yeah. They still
might not reveal their identities next episode.
Yeah.
I mean, we see them doing this, going for the masks, but we don't know that suddenly, something happens, and now they're fighting again, and they're not taking off their masks.
Exactly. I feel like that's...
probably what's going to happen.
Equally. I feel like it's a 50-50. I feel like, actually, they're probably not actually going to reveal their identities. Instead, what I'm assuming is that they'll get interrupted by something or another, and then, you'll basically get the idea of that the Patrangers kind of say that it's okay, you don't need to reveal, and they kind of,
tacitly acknowledge.
we know, we know, blah, 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 let's go fight the things, and then we'll just not talk about this. I feel like that's the point at which we're at.
It might work out better that way.
Yeah. I really don't know what's going to fuel the final fight with Degranio, because he's like...
Well, I mean, the one thing that I can think of fueling the final fight with Degranio is that he still has a collection piece.
Yeah, that's basically
and
it.
And the Lupins need all of them.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's the only thing. They need to go to him, because he's not going to come to them.
No, he's not.
He's got no interest in fighting anybody.
He's just going to sit on his rear in his, castle with his status gold protected safe and drink wine.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have to do anything else. Because he's the Don.
Yeah, I feel like we're not... Like, I get that we have slightly raised stakes and that Noelle's been kidnapped, but a ranger getting kidnapped is not generally, finale level raising of stakes.
No.
So, and there's not really an end game for these villains. They're not really interested in accomplishing anything in particular, so I don't know.
It's really the Lupins who are interested in accomplishing something.
Yeah.
So it's gotta come down to the end game being collecting all of the pieces.
Yeah.
And what happens then.
This definitely feels like it's not going to be a high stakes kind of finale. It's going to be more of a character resolution kind of finale as we're getting into it.
It's not going to be a higher stakes finale, but it's still high stakes. It's the high stakes we've been working with the whole time.
Yeah, it's the same level of stakes, basically.
Because the lives of their loved ones still hang in the balance.
Yeah.
Which is pretty high stakes, but we've had those stakes the whole time, so it's not high
Well, I mean, I feel like we're not having any sort of major ramp-up of threat.
No ramp-up.
We're not seeing a ramp-up of threat
it's the
as far as the
same threat
stakes.
we've had the whole time.
Which is...
narratively weird.
Yeah, a little weird.
Although, realistically, a lot of the times that happens.
Yeah, and I know that some series operate that way. It's really less about, ramping up the stakes for the finale in terms of the threat level and more in terms of, getting to the breaking point emotionally of the characters to complete their character arc. I think I've done the comparison with Cowboy Bebop before.
Which I still haven't finished.
And I'll say that is the end game of that is very much more character driven. It's not that there's like a steadily rising stakes throughout the series. It's more you have a bunch of these standalone stories with these characters that are kind of loosely connected to their overarching character development. And then the final episodes are the conclusions of those development and them finally facing threats that they've been avoiding, let's say.
So like a season of Doctor Who?
No.
Where they run into a bunch of different people with a bunch of different problems and then suddenly everybody who you saw through the whole season all show up in the finale?
No. No, that's a very different kind of thing. That's where it's that Doctor Who always ends on a higher stakes.
But it's usually something they've been avoiding, and everyone's stories coming together at once.
Well, this was less of an everybody's stories all threading together, and more of each character's getting to the end of their arcs. It's not that their arcs all really thread together
Okay, so they don't converge.
No, it wasn't a convergence kind of thing. I know Doctor Who likes to do those convergences.
Doctor Who loves those convergences.
Even though we haven't seen it in a couple years. We kind of lost track on that after the end of the Matt Smith era. We didn't keep up on Capaldi.
Not just Capaldi either. I mean, we kind of bailed after the.
We missed 2 episodes towards the end of the Matt Smith era after the Pawns left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the pawns, that's like where we left.
Well, I mean, we still saw...
We saw a couple, but it was just like, I don't know.
We saw the end of the Matt Smith era and
yeah.
the first episode of the Quality era. That's about it.
But it wasn't engaging anymore. That new companion, not all that engaging.
Yeah, we weren't... Clara had a tough job living up to the pawns, and even her previous iterations were kind of more interesting than the...
Yeah, her own previous iterations were more interesting than that, and that's actually one of the things...
I'm sure she got better over time, but
like Clara the Delusional Dalek.
I'm sure she got better over time, we just didn't really follow it.
We weren't there to see it. Although I kind of want to go back now, because we've got a new doctor. Yeah.
And I'm sure there was good stuff in there.
We're on to 13, which is more doctors that you're supposed to have.
Yep. But yeah, it's sort of feeling like a weird kind of, it feels like we're working up to a resolution more so than a climax for the story, is what it feels more like.
Yes.
And I've seen other shows that work similarly, and so long as you keep it tight on the actual character focus and their goals and the resolution of their development, then it can still work.
Yeah. Can.
It's just
much trickier.
It can be a little underwhelming. So we'll see how it goes.
We will.
We're definitely not looking at, the universal level threats of last year.
There's no topping last year's level.
They knew
of threat.
that they could not. They were not going to step up the stakes. So they were going to go
a whole different direction.
Yeah, exactly.
And bring it down, because you can't follow universe destruction with anything more high stakes than the entire universe being destroyed. Yeah, basically. So they had to go a different direction.
And they went, and that was very clear that they were going a different direction from the beginning of this series.
Yeah, absolutely. Much smaller cast, much more in-depth characterization.
Yep.
They're bringing it back to the.
They narrowed their focus.
And that changed the flavor a little.
Yeah.
And helps it to not be compared to the previous season that they cannot top in terms of threat levels.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that pretty much wraps up our thoughts. I know we went on a few little tangents with Doctor Who there. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I'm assuming that we're coming up on, if next episode's not the penultimate episode, it's going to be the one after that. We're right near the end.
They're just stringing me along with this reveal. I want to see the reveal.
And I feel like that's just going to be kind of just I'm not even sure if it's actually going to happen.
I know. I feel plot teased.
Yeah, a little bit. Alright. So that's a wrap for us this week.
See you next week.
So until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. Well, you can't leave us, Eureka!